Hello there, this is James S. Croft, he knows 1978, and the person who commissioned me to review the film Split in the video link stars the Underbar has now also commissioned me to review the sequel Glass. But before I begin, I just need to correct a mistake in my review of Split, which was the direct result of the internet not knowing what words mean. Because you see, back when Split was first released, being an M. Night Shyamalan movie, everyone and their dog was gushing ad nauseum about the twist in that film, so of course, when I watched it, I was keeping an eye out for it and even made a prediction as to what it would be. However, the only thing that even came close to being a twist in that movie was the supposed revelation at the end that the female protagonist was abused. Well, on the contrary, at least as far as I was concerned, that had been obvious from the very moment that we first saw her. After all, far from being anything unexpected that happens, as the internet seems to believe, a twist is a revelation that fundamentally alters our perspective on everything that occurred before that point. For example, it was Earth all along, or he was dead all along. But instead, just as the internet collectively decided that the term triggered simply refers to being angry or offended for any reason, the people who were gushing over the twist in Split were actually talking about the post-credit sequel hook, in which it's revealed that the film takes place in the same universe as Unbreakable, thus setting up this sequel. A sequel in which, of course, we're all expecting, or at the very least hoping, to watch the Beast from Split battle the Overseer, as he comes to be known in this film from Unbreakable, but that in reality is 2+ hours of M. Night Shyamalan whining like the self-righteous and self-important little tosser that he is, that I am special, and everyone who says I'm not is a stupid doo-doo head. A pretentious and meandering wankfest in which he even goes so far as to create a secret society that conspires to keep visionary filmmakers, superheroes and supervillains from ever achieving their full potential because the world simply isn't ready. So in the end, although I could go on for hours, MovieBob has already said it all in the video that is also linked down as the Underbar.
Once upon a time, with the eyes of the world upon him at an important crossroads in his life as an auteur filmmaker at what felt very much like a major turning point in a tumultuous career, M. Night Shyamalan stepped up with Lady in the Water and delivered unto a nervous and eager viewing public a meandering and almost aggressively anti-satisfying, yet nonetheless bizarre and intensely personal deconstructionist narrative essay in the form of an unwieldy, elevated genre feature that was partly about his favorite themes of working through loss and trauma, partly about the practice of storytelling itself and the reasons for the stories we tell ourselves, but mostly about how everyone who had ever criticized him and his work was a mean, wrong, evil person operating in bad faith and narrow-minded ignorance, whose criticisms were an active symptom of everything that was wrong with the world and holding back true visionaries like M. Night Shyamalan from becoming their true self and robbing us of their truth. Really? Now, 13 years and an interesting subsequent filmography later, Shyamalan has returned to that crossroads with Glass, the long-awaited sequel to Unbreakable, which is also a sequel to Split, which of course itself turned out to also be a stealth sequel to Unbreakable. He's rested, tested, been through the fire, seen his peaks and valleys, and thus the resulting film this time is a meandering and almost aggressively anti-satisfying, yet nonetheless bizarre and intensely personal deconstructionist narrative essay in the form of an unwieldy, elevated genre feature, partly about his favorite themes of working through loss and trauma, partly about the practice of storytelling itself and the reasons for the stories we tell ourselves, but mostly about how everyone who has criticized him and his work is a mean, wrong, evil person operating in bad faith and narrow-minded ignorance, whose criticisms are an active symptom of everything that is wrong with the world and holding back true visionaries like M. Night Shyamalan from becoming their truth selves and robbing us of their truth. But I mean, at least he didn't cast himself as self-help Jesus in waiting this time, so progress?